Jules, we're going to have a quick look at it again as it takes off, this time from a somewhat more distant angle. You can see the
America's first space shuttle.
tremendous clouds that just billowed forth from it. And look at it rising. It looks like a statue going up, doesn't it?
It surely does. It's just a perfect plume coming out of those rocket engines.
You can see it roll there, too.
Those solid rockets that are attached to the sides are, I believe, somewhere around 12 feet each in diameter.
The biggest solids ever built, yes. They are, and they are 12 feet. And the solids are considerably longer than either the external tank or the spacecraft itself. They're some 180 feet long.
It's just too bad that everyone couldn't have been here today, although I will admit it was very crowded, but it is a spectacular thing to view and be part of in person. Frank, I think you felt like we did here. About 30 seconds before the launch, the atmosphere, you can feel some kind of electricity in the air out here, no matter whether you're 2, 3, or 4 miles away, and I'm sure the people on the causeway out there felt the same thing. There's an element of excitement, of pride, of prayer, and it's like we all go up. It's like everyone here was just helping that 7 million pounds of thrust.
Yeah, everybody is kind of pushing and pulling at the same time, yes. Gene, we did not get the television transmission that we expected there in that first pass, and I still don't have any confirmation. Do you, that the other door...
Yes, I did, Frank. Just as they lost communications contact, we didn't see it on television, but I heard John say specifically the other door, or the port door, yes. I'm not sure how he described it, is coming open. So I believe just as we lost him, it was opening. I assume we'll get that confirmation over Bermuda.
Yes, because we can get television there, can't we? No, we cannot. Yeah, Madrid is the next place where we'll get
okay, this other door, remember again, I'll tilt it up a little bit, but they're actually in orbit like this, moving in this direction, upside down. Their windows in their cockpit are here, which gives them a chance to see the Earth and a chance to see the horizons. If they were like this, as well as for cooling characteristics, they would see nothing but the nose of the spacecraft.
And the picture looks great.
Here's the live television now.
And we do have a couple of flight notes we'd like to pass, and also let you know that your go for item 48.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that. Doors are all opened up and hunky-dory.
I believe we're looking at that one door that is actually leaning open. That port door must be open at this point.
Shuttle Control, Houston, we show both payload bay doors open.
It has to be.
Okay, what camera y'all looking at right now? Do you know?
Roger, we're looking at out the forward camera.
Okay, we want to show y'all spots here. We do have a few tile missing off of both of them, off of the starboard pod. It's got basically...
It looks very well that they may now have maneuvered into an attitude nose up, so that they're actually looking. The background could very well be the blackness of space.
Sure, here's
looks like a few little triangular shapes that are missing, and we're trying to put that on TV right now.
Roger, Crippen, we can see that good.
We're looking aft. I believe those humps you see are the humps of the Ohms maneuvering engines, and we saw the tail, or the vertical stabilizer, the rudder, if you will, just a moment ago. We're looking aft, I believe, at this point.
That's the camera.
And Columbia, Houston.
Yes, Gene, what about the tiles?
Those are tiles indeed. And we're looking, the camera is the camera showing us this picture is in the rear of the fuselage.
And it is showing us the exterior of the fuselage in the blackness of space.
And
are there missing tiles?
They must have turned the vehicle right side up, Frank.
Gene, can you detect?
Okay, the red lights are coming loose.
Roger.
There now we see I believe that there's the vertical fin. There's the tail. So we're looking aft, and that's was correct. We were looking at the Ohms engines, the aft section, or the bubbles that you saw on the back part of the fuselage.
Gene, did you detect or notice any missing tile?
No.
I thought I heard a reference to that.
Okay,
no, Frank, I didn't, but for the most part, these are the less critical areas of tile placements. The more critical heat-absorbing areas are on the bottom side of the wing and the forward nose of the fuselage.
Mm-hmm. because that's where it bears the full brunt of the re-entry.
See, we are indeed, the little circle, you're seeing the horizon of the Earth on top. We are indeed upside down. You're looking at the horizon of the Earth on the top of the picture, and the tail, beyond the tail is the blackness of space. So you indeed, they indeed are upside down, and you were looking at a curvature of the Earth.
I saw clouds there a minute ago.
So their attitude is inverted as it was planned. They didn't change that, and if we come back to that sequence again, I think we better be able to point it out.
Report from John Young showing a few of the missing tiles. Also, he reported...
And Columbia, we're 30 seconds from LOS. We'll see you at the Indy at 2 plus 12.
Okay, we'll see you there.
And the radiators look good.
There's a perfect view of one of the doors open right
As
there.
to deploy, right on time.
And that is looking forward. I'm sure that's looking forward from one of the aft cameras.
Young also reported that the tiles on the wing their wings appeared to be intact.
I hold here in my hand a sample of the tile, and somebody, I think it was Young, expressed concern about a missing tile. Now it was a tile looking back, missing from a tile from the aft fuselage area, which, as Gene said, is less critical than the super critical areas for re-entry are the tiles on the leading edges of the wing and the underside and the forward part of the nose.
Well, Gene, can they confirm that those tiles in the critical areas there on the spacecraft are still intact?
Well, they certainly can't see them visually, and there's only a certain amount of telemetry, I believe, that looks at the tile system. So, indeed, they cannot really determine whether any one of those more than 30,000 pieces of tile are gone, except what they can see visually.
Well, if there had been, you know, as people said, what do they call it, the zipper effect? If one went off and then the others followed.
Well, you saw
do you mean to say that they would not be able to know that,
now,
so that we might actually come up to the point of re-entry, not sure whether we have the tiles still?
Now, Frank, that would occur at the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, which is well within the scope of some of our tracking cameras. And if you saw that kind of ripple effect with some of our high-powered cameras, I feel certain we would have known that and would have seen that long before they ever got into orbit. And none of that was reported. None of that was seen.
Well, is that missing tile?
There's the area where several tiles are missing, Gene and Frank.
Looks like they may very well be right on this
top of the
section.
Ohms cowling, engine cowling, if you will. And that could well have reverberated off.
Well, you must understand, when this vehicle re-enters the Earth, it enters this way, and a fireball that it encounters as a friction of the Earth slows it, or friction of the atmosphere slows it down, hits it in this section of the fuselage and under the wing. And of course, that fireball will wrap around the nose, wrap around the wings. Now, the bottom section and the leading edge of the wings and the leading edge of the nose are the most heat-critical portions of this entire vehicle during re-entry. The tiles in the back section, I can't tell you exactly, but perhaps have to accept less than 1,000 degrees, 1,000 to 1,500 degrees temperature change.
Well, if they did come off, and as obviously there are a few missing tiles, that was caused probably during the early moments of launch, wasn't it? When they had the maximum vibration there.
John reported on the main engine burn that it was a relatively smooth ride, and there was no pogo. They didn't say anything about the roughness of the ride on the solid rocket boosters, nor did they say anything about going through the area of maximum pressure, where the thickness of the Earth and the speed of the vehicle combined to make it the most rugged and difficult part to transfer through.
Well, I suppose in time we'll find out why the tiles came off at that one particular point. That really wasn't the point subjected to the most pressure, but perhaps the vibration.
Vibrations backed by the engines, and I think probably rather than aerodynamic pressure tearing those off, it could very well have been a vibration of the aft section of the spacecraft.
Yeah. All right, Gene, we mentioned before the zipper effect, where some people have advanced the theory or speculated about it, that if one came off, they might all come off. That seems unlikely because they are not attached one to another. They're all put on separately.
Oh, Frank.
But John Young, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jules.
You disprove the zipper effect by the pattern of the 2 tiles or 3 tiles missing back here, which we saw. Had there been a zipper effect, there would have been a whole row of tiles missing.
Well, I think maybe we can pick up a remark made by John Young, who is certainly vitally interested in all this right at this moment. We talked with him before the launch, and he talked about the possibility of some of the tiles coming loose and the so-called zipper effect. Let's play that tape for you now.
Well, if you don't have any tiles on the bottom, the vehicle's going to burn up. If you have a lot of tiles on the bottom, the vehicle won't burn up. Where the tiles are and what the effect of them is really a sort of an unknown thing. You can lose a tile in a certain area, a single tile, and I don't think it'll do anything to you. My personal opinion is, I've heard people say there's going to be a zipper effect. Well, there really isn't a zipper effect. Each one of those tiles is put on individually, and they're designed 4 to 5 times the strength that they need for the dynamic pressure they're going to see.